Welcome back. It is 1547. We are getting quick work with this decade. Last year, we lost another baby, and Genevieve almost passed. So we're not sure that she should have any more kids. And then also, Rosamund was released on the condition that Gabriel help Henry with the occults. So he's struggling with that currently. But we know that Henry is dying this year. So we'll see where that goes. Let's roll. The only birthday I'm scared for is our dear Nicholas. So we have the triplets. Can't get a 7, 14, or 19. Number 1. Oh man. Number 2. Number 3. All right. Well, the first one passed. Walter died. Okay. Then we have 2 children, Alma and ours. Our Nicholas. No 2, 4, or 6. Nicholas, you can do this. Ooh, that was close. He did it. And then for adults, we have Christopher Heredia can't get, or has to get at least a 7, which he just squeaked by. And then Alistair Leggett has to get at least an 8, which he did. All right. Not bad. We only had 1 death. And then Edward will be dying. Henry will be dying. Edward will be becoming king. We'll see where we go with that. It is now 1547. So we also have Lucrezia becoming an adult. Yes, and Henry VIII is passing away. Okay. So I think that should be it. Let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so here we are in our household. We are, are you guys arguing? You shouldn't argue. Interesting. Okay. So the whole family is here together. The butler's here. Everyone is doing their thing. Katerina is working on her whiz kid aspiration. We also have Gabriel working on... he's not working on his aspiration right now because he needs a kid who's a teenager in order to do that. But he is working on his career, which I have totally forgotten about, to be completely honest. And then we have also Genevieve working on her aspiration to have a successful lineage and her career. And so anyway, Gabriel has invited over the guys. So he has invited them over in order to, just chill and hang out with the guys, right? It's like there doesn't have to be a reason, but there is a reason because I've called them over for a reason. So we have Henry and Gabriel kind of going off together and talking and chatting, and basically Henry, if you remember in the last one, Henry has kind of asked Gabriel in order to, release Rosamund from jail. He said Gabriel has to give him, something on the occult. He has to do something to help, capture the occults, execute them, whatever. Gabriel needs to do something to help them, like help him and his side against the occult side. So they're arguing with each other because obviously, Gabriel doesn't want to do that. He's been trying to put it off. And it's been difficult for him because he is not really sure what to do. Him and Genevieve have talked about it, and they're trying to find a way to, not necessarily cause a problem for the occults, but also give Henry what he wants in a way. And Henry is just like, hurry up. Like, don't you know that I can throw Rosamund back in jail? Don't you know that I could put you in jail for acting against me? Like, we know historically, Henry was really losing it towards the end. He was really losing his mind. He, saw traitors everywhere, and he's finally kind of turned on Gabriel because Gabriel is not delivering on what he wanted from him. So that is something that is happening. And then we have, again, the children just working on their stuff. So we have Katerina working on her aspiration, trying to get good with school. Also, part of her aspiration is kind of related to Genevieve's aspiration. So there's that. And there go the dogs once again. They just want to wrestle right next to me is the problem. The whole time I was playing this year, they were like bumping against my chair. Anyway, so we do have Katerina working hard on her schoolwork, and then Genevieve was mentoring her and everything. And so if you notice, okay, so last time Genevieve almost died in childbirth. That was something that happened. She almost died in childbirth, and it was very, traumatizing for the whole family and scary. And so she has just gotten a whim to have a child. And we have decided that the doctors have told her she should not have any more children and all that stuff. And so she's going to come and talk to Gabriel and just be like, I really want us to have another child and all this stuff. And Gabriel's like, no, we can't do that. So I was going to say, unless they both have a whim to have a child, I'm not going to have them have another child. There's just going to be the three. If we have a female heir and the title passes on to someone else, that's totally fine with me. I don't mind that. We can have, Katerina or Florence marry into like another family and join another family and everything. But basically what I'm thinking is that, I don't want her to have another baby. And if she does have another baby, we're going to have to do special baby rolls because she has been told that she cannot have another child. So because of that, we are going to make sure that she, it's a risk. It's a risk. And it's not one that Gabriel is currently willing to take. He might eventually be convinced to take it, depending on his whims, or not. We don't really know. But he, as we know, is so in love with Genevieve. Like, there's no planet on which he would want to lose her, right? And he's happy with the children they have now and all of that. So, anyway. Again, we have Katerina working on her aspiration. She now needs to get an A in school, and then she's all done, I believe, and we're just going to have her hanging out. I was trying to have Gabriel be a little mean to Rosamund. I just feel like he feels like she's super ungrateful for everything he's done for her, and now his family is in danger, and she's in danger of being arrested again, and he's like, seriously? Like, you're not going to do anything to help yourself here? So, there is that, and we are going to now just head out. I wanted to actually have Henry's death and everything, but unfortunately we can't invite the club over to this church lot, so there is that. We can't invite them over. So what we're gonna have to do is, I guess we're gonna go to the castle and then kill Henry, and then after that we are going to have a funeral for him, because obviously he, is the king, and there'd be like a big to-do about the whole thing and everything. So we are not really worried about that, and we are going to just continue on. We're going to have it be put up a little feast. We're going to kill Henry, and then we're going to have a memorial event. So here is the death of the king. King Henry VIII has officially passed away, and there is that. So he has passed away. Technically, immediately Edward becomes king, but we haven't had a coronation or anything yet. So we're just going to, go from there. But Grim is just going to hang out, I guess. And we're also going to talk to the new king, Edward. So we're going to talk to the new king and basically have, Gabriel have some relationship with him a little bit. Their children are betrothed. So Edward and Katerina are betrothed. We know that that's not going to happen because Edward is going to pass away young. But for right now, they are currently betrothed, and Edward is now the king, and so I think everyone is just kind of taking stock of where Edward is at regarding like the occult situation and everything. So, unfortunately, we cannot have a nice King Edward who, does well with occults and everybody's happy when we have, Bloody Mary coming up. So that's the case. And then since Gabriel has to go to work, I'm just going to bring Katerina over. I think her and Edward should get closer regardless of, whether they're actually going to end up together. I think that they would be, socialized with each other and all of that. So they are going to chat a bit and just, get to know each other, maybe become friends. I think it's important for them, considering their current status. And then we're going to head home. So we're going to go home now. We spent enough time here, I think. Tomorrow we're going to have the coronation. So, and then the next day is Nicholas's birthday. So that is what's going on. And we have Gabriel here. And everyone's home. So everyone is home from their work and everything. And Gabriel's really conflicted, right? Because obviously, like, Henry was like a mentor to him. He was very close with Henry when he was younger, and Henry really kind of shaped a lot of his ideals and everything until Genevieve kind of came into the picture and helped him, be his own man. And I think that part of him sees Henry as, like, even though he decided to act against Henry and he didn't want to be, Henry's guy, and he didn't want to act against the occults, part of him kind of sees Henry as, what his father would have been if he had, gotten to spend more time with his father, and, like, thinking that his father, what his father would have been like and everything. So it's really, conflicting emotions for him that, he feels like he's lost someone important to him, even though, he never really agreed with Henry. And meanwhile, we're going to make another children's club because I just really feel like it's important to have the kids play together. Also, because I think it's also important for us to do something with the children. Like, the parents they're having a good time and everything, but I think that we could include more drama with the kids and everything. So there is that. And then, so we have all the kids doing a kids club, and I invited them all, and I'm going to try and remember to invite them as they turn into children. That might be hard for me, but I'll try to remember. And then we have Gabriel being, of course, a loving father and is so grateful for his children and their health, and that everyone that is doing good. I think it was really hard on him to lose 2 children, and he just can't, he just does not want to continue to worry about the future. He doesn't want to put his children in danger. He doesn't want to put his wife in danger. He just can't, right? So that is why he is so against having a child. He still has not gotten a whim to have another child. So it's off the table, Genevieve. It's off the table. So Genevieve and Gabriel have been getting super flirty with each other too, though, which I think is really interesting. Perhaps they're having trouble keeping their hands off each other. I mean, I know that there were sort of birth control methods back then, but they weren't super reliable anyway, and were only a 30% chance. So I feel like that's probably what the reliability of them would have been anyway. So I'm not really worried about that. I feel like maybe they'll have a whoopsie baby or something, but I think it is important to remember that Genevieve is in danger of dying. So anyway, we are going to have the coronation today. We are going to have Edward becoming king. So let's just get everyone here. And Gabriel is going to give a speech. He's going to give a religious speech. But I assume that, lots of people will be giving speeches and talking and all this stuff. And Gabriel is just one of them, considering, he is the father of the future queen and everything. So there is a lot going on there, and everybody is just spending time together and hanging out, and we are going to go talk to Genevieve about our relationship fears and stuff, because she technically cheated on him, even though it was an accident on my part. I don't really know exactly what happened. If you watch that video closely and you know what happened, let me know, but I tried, even when I watched it back, I couldn't tell what happened exactly. I think it might have been a glitch, but anyway, yeah, they're just always flirty with each other, which I love, and I love their relationship. But it is interesting to know that it kind of almost reminds me of Simon and Daphne. I mean, not quite, obviously, it's very different, but in a way, the husband doesn't want to have any more children, and the wife does, and I'm like, So we'll see where we go from there. Obviously, we do not condone Daphne's actions in the show, but what's a woman to do in that time period? Try to deal with your husband's trauma. That's what you should have done. Anyway, so we are going to then go out on a date, because Genevieve wanted to go out on a date with Gabriel. She was like, very flirty, thinking about him. She had a whim to go on a date with him, and I was like, you know what? You absolutely can. And it's kind of fun because this is probably one of the last times that we are going to play with the old date system. So I have, played a few weeks ahead. I don't know how many is a few, but anyway, like I said, I'm quite busy the upcoming week, so I was trying to film ahead, and it is actually, I believe it is patch day today, so I should be getting the new patch for the new expansion pack today, as soon as it drops. So it's probably better that I played ahead a bit because my mods are not going to be working. I bet a lot of mods are going to be broken by this. So it's good that we have some buffer so that you don't have any interruption in service. I also think it's so funny. We're here, we're being flirty with each other, and literally the entire date we had Agnes Crumplebottom just hitting us with her purse because we were being flirty with each other. So I think that was really funny too. And then we're back home. It is, we're gonna miss it. I was hoping that we could get a quick grand meal in before All Hallows Eve ended, but we cannot. So we actually are gonna miss it despite actually cooking the stuff and sitting down to eat it before the time was up, but it just didn't work out. So that's okay. We're also going to bake a cake next in order to get Nicholas's birthday going. We're going to try and call some kids over from the kids club. Maybe we'll do a little something before school starts, but we're just doing the best we can here. So let's get this birthday rolling. And actually, when Nicholas aged up, he let's see, let me just wait for him to age up. But he, anyways, tried to roll also the kleptomaniac trait, and I was like, we can't have two Sims that have the same trait like as our children. I don't want that. I think that would be kind of boring. So I did re-roll for him, and he got outgoing. So he is now outgoing. I'm going to give him the social aspiration. I think that that'll be good for him. And yeah, so there is that. And then we're going to get into Create a Sim to give this boy a makeover, give him something to wear, and then we'll do the other birthdays, get them on the tree, and feel good about where we're at. Very exciting. Also, this year, I know that this does not matter to you at all, but I'm happy and I'm excited because I just filled in another notebook with Sim stuff. I'm just using the little ones, but it's always fun to finish a little booklet, and I'll get to start a new one. And I like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Does anybody else like that kind of stuff? Like the kind of stuff that I like is finishing a notebook or using a pen until the ink runs out or stuff like that. Like I feel like I really got my use out of stuff when that kind of stuff happens. So that is something that I don't know if I'm just weird, but that's totally fine. Anyway, we should talk about the birthdays that are happening. I also did roll for Lucrezia, and I wanted to roll for her because I just felt like I should potentially roll for some townies every once in a while just to keep the population down. Also, I'm definitely going to, I feel like for some of the townies that we're not really using anymore, I will turn on neighborhood stories for them and keep them in the world, I think. I'll just put them into other households. We're not really using them anymore. We'll see where we go from there. But anyway, so the birthdays for this year, unfortunately, Walter Heredia did pass away, but his siblings, his triplet siblings, Siga and Charles, did survive the role to become toddlers, so they are now toddlers. Then we have, of course, Alma Stroud, our cousin, Rosamund's daughter, becoming a child, joining the clubs along with our Nicholas has also, had his birthday into child and joined the clubs. And then we have Henry VIII passing away. As we know, historically, he passed away. And then also Lucrezia Trimboli passed away. So that is everyone that has had something happen to them this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this year. I am excited to kind of start seeing what Edward's reign is like, what, happens between him and Katarina as they get older. He is only going to survive like 2 years into teenagehood, and I believe he's older than her anyway, so I don't think that they're ever going to be teenagers together, but it doesn't really matter. I just think that it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to actually see the return of an old character next time. So look forward to that. Someone that you haven't seen in a while that I'm going to start having a couple problems with, because I just wanted to finish off the decade with a continuing drama, of course. So I hope you guys are excited, and I'll catch you in the next one.